Hello everyone, in this lecture we will discuss different types of relations. So start with reflexive relation. Let A be a set and R be a relation on A. R is said to be reflexive if and only if for all x, x is related to x. It means in another word you can say x comma x, this ordered pair belongs to R. So either write this or better to write or x related to x or xx belongs to R. For each value of A, this pair xx must be there in R. So let us have one example. The relation of less than equal to in a set of integers z is a reflexive relation because for all x belongs to z set of integers. For x belongs to z, you can write x is related to x. For every integer we can write x is less than equal to x. Therefore this relation is a reflexive relation. Another example, the relation of subset in a set of subsets of a set. Suppose for example a equal to 1 comma 2. If we write all the subsets of a, better to write the power set of a, which is a subset of, which is a set of all the subsets of a. So we will start with 5, 1 and 2 and finally 1 comma 2. So look at this here, this power set is the set of subsets of A. So you know, for each set x we write x is a subset of x. For each set we write x is a subset of x. So each set is a subset of itself, then we say the relation is a reflexive relation. Now symmetric relation. Let A be a set and R be a relation on A. R is said to be symmetric if for all x comma y belongs to A, x y belongs to R. This implies or tautologically implies y x belongs to R. It means whenever x y is an element of R, then yx, this must be an element of R. Then we will say the relation is symmetric. Look at this example. The relation of equal to in a set of integers z. Say for all x belongs to z plus, you can write x equal to y. If you assume x equal to y, x is related to y, then you can say y is equal to x. So this relation is a symmetric relation. Another example, the relation of parallel to in a set of straight lines. Suppose we have two lines, L1 is parallel to say L2. If L1 is parallel to L2, then you can write L2 is parallel to L1. So therefore this relation parallel to in a set of straight lines is also a symmetric relation. Here note that for all xy belongs to 8 means we are talking about for all xy, not all xy, but for all xy, because condition is also there. This condition xy belongs to R is also there. It means we are talking about all xy which satisfy this condition xy belongs to R. Then we have to check whether yx is an element of R or not. Now transitive relation. Let A be a set and R be a relation on A. R is said to be transitive if for all x, y, z belongs to R, x, y belongs to R and y, z belongs to R. This tautologically implies x, z belongs to R. It means whenever this condition is satisfied, xz, if x is related to y and y is related to z, then x must be related to z. One thing which is very important, and you have to note that for all x, y, z, those x, y, z which satisfy this condition. It means if no x, y, z exists such that this and these two conditions are satisfied, then no need to check this condition. The relation will be automatically a transitive relation, because you know in a conditional statement whenever the condition part P is false, we need not to check the conclusion, because P implies Q will be already true in that case when P is false. So this is very important thing. Now look at this example, the relation of less than in a set of integers. Suppose for example x, y, z belongs to z. You can write x is less than y and y is less than z. So we have assumed these two things, x is less than y and y is less than z. So you can write x is less than z. That's why this relation is a transitive relation. Now another example, the relation of divides in a set of integers. Again assume for all x, y, z belongs to z. You can write x divide, if x divides say y and suppose y divides z, then you can write x divides z. So you can say the relation is a transitive relation. Now we take another example. Suppose a equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and suppose R is a relation on A defined as 1, 2 and 3, 4. Now we have to check whether R is a transitive or not. Now look at this. In R we have 1, 2, but 2 is not related to any other element. It means the condition x related to y and y related to z. This is not satisfied for any x, y, z belongs to A. It means no x, y, z exists such that this condition is satisfied. It means the conditional part is false. As I told you, whenever this conditional part is false, the relation will automatically be a transitive relation. As you know, in a conditional statement, whenever the condition is false, P implies Q is always true. So this is a very important point. Whenever this condition is false, no x, y, z exists such that this condition is true, then the relation will automatically be true. Therefore, this relation is a transitive relation, not compatible relation. Let A be a set and R be relation on A. R is said to be compatible relation if it is reflexive, and symmetric. Reflexive and symmetric. If these two conditions of reflexive and symmetric are satisfied, then we say the relation is compatible. For example, the relation of equal to defined on the set of integers is a compatible relation because it is reflexive as well as symmetric. Now equivalence relation. A be a set, suppose, and R be a relation on A, then R is said to be equivalence relation if it is reflexive, second symmetric, and third transitive. So a relation R is, if it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then you will say the relation is an equivalence relation. Now we will take one example. Suppose R is a relation defined on a set of positive integers such that x related to y if and only if x minus y is divisible by 5. We have to show that the relation is an equivalence relation. So we'll prove that the relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So you will start with, first we will show reflexive. So you know, for all x belongs to z plus, you can write x minus x equal to 0. So you can start with this fact that x minus x is 0, which is divisible by 3. So you can write, since x minus x equal to 0, which is divisible by 5 for all x belongs to z plus. Therefore x belongs to R. X belongs to R because this condition is satisfied for all x. So therefore R is reflexive. Now we will show symmetric. For symmetric, we will assume the conditional part. So we will assume let x comma y belongs to xy belongs z plus. These are the elements of z plus such that x y belongs to R. We have to assume this conditional part xy belongs to R, and now we have to show that yx belongs to R. So we'll start with xy belongs to R. So this implies x minus y is divisible by 5. You know, if x minus y is divisible by 5, then you can write y minus x is divisible by 5. So y minus x is divisible by 5. It means y comma x belongs to R. So you can write, we have started with this one and proved this one. So you can write R is symmetric. R is symmetric. Now we'll show R is transitive. So again we will assume the conditional part, that is we will assume let x, y, comma z belongs to z plus such that x, y belongs to R and y, comma z belongs to R. So we have to assume this part and we have to show that x, z belongs to R. So we'll start this one. X comma y belongs to R and y comma z belongs to R. So this implies x minus y is divisible by 5 and y minus z is divisible by 5. So you can write it in mathematical way, x minus y equal to 5k and y minus z equal to 5k1, where k comma k1, these are some another integers. Because divisible by 5, so you can write it 5k for some value, some integer k, and similarly this one 5k1 for some integer k1. Now add these two, you will get x minus y plus y minus z. This equal to 5k plus 5k1, and from there you will get x minus z equal to 5k plus k1. Now look at this. This is a multiple of 5. It means x minus y is divisible by 5. So you can write it x minus z is divisible by 5. It means x comma z belongs to R. Therefore you can write R is transitive. Now you can write since R is reflexive, symmetric, symmetric and transitive. Therefore R is an equivalence relation. In this way you can prove that a given relation is an equivalence relation. Now look at this example. Here R and S are two equivalence relation on a set A. We have to show that R intersection S be an equivalence relation. So we'll start with reflexive. You know, R and S are equivalence relation, so you can write since for all x belongs to A, x belongs to R and x belongs to S. X pair belongs to R as well as S. So therefore x belongs to R intersection S, because this is included in R as well as S, and hence R intersection S is reflexive. Now symmetric. You know, R and S are equivalence relation, so you can write since for all xy belongs to A, xy belongs to R and xy belongs to R, this implies yx belongs to R. Similarly, and xy belongs to S, this implies yx belongs to S. Now we have to show that if xy belongs to R intersection S, then yx belongs to R intersection S. So you can write xy, let xy belongs to R intersection S. Now we will show that yx belongs to R intersection S. So xy belongs to R intersection S means x comma y belongs to R and x comma y belongs to S. Is the definition of intersection. Now xy belongs to R. This means yx belongs to R and yx belongs to S. Here you can write since R and S are equivalence relation, or you can say, you can write it equation number 1 or equation number 1 from equation number 1. Now yx belongs to R and yx belongs to S, so you can write yx belongs to R intersection R intersection. This is and this is intersection. So treat these two different, R intersection S. So yx belongs to R. We have started with ix belongs to R, xy belongs to R intersection S, and now we have proved that yx belongs to R intersection S. It means R intersection S is symmetric. Now transitive relation. So let x, y, z belongs to A such that x comma y belongs to R intersection S and x comma and y comma z belongs to R intersection S. Now we have to show that x, z belongs to R intersection S. So we'll start with this assumption. So let us write x, y belongs to R intersection S and y, z belongs to R intersection S. This implies, you can write x, y belongs to R and x, y belongs to S and y, z belongs to R and y, z belongs to S. Now look at this and. So all AND operators are there. So we can utilize associative law. So if you utilize associative law, so xy belongs to R and yz belongs to R. So put these together and these xy belongs to S and yz belongs to S together. So write it xy belongs to R and yz belongs to R. So this, and similarly write xy belongs to S and yz belongs to S. Now look at this, xy belongs to R and yz belongs to R. You can write it xz belongs to R, and similarly xz belongs to S. Since R and S are transitive relations. R and S are transitive relations. That's why you can write xz belongs to R and xz belongs to S. Now you can write xz belongs to R intersection S, because this belongs to R and xz belongs to S. Now you can write xz belongs to R intersection S. So we have started with this one, and finally we found xz belongs to R intersection S. This means R intersection, therefore you can write R intersection S is transitive. Since we have proved that R intersection S is intersection S is reflexive. Since R intersection S is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, therefore R intersection S is an equivalence relation. So in this way you can prove R intersection S is an equivalence relation. Now one problem is for you. Similarly, check whether R union S, if R and S are two equivalence relation, check whether R union S is an equivalence relation or not. So this is an exercise for you. Now equivalence class. Suppose A be a set and R is a relation on X, on A. Here A is defined. Now if R is an equivalence relation, then we define equivalence class for each element of A. Suppose let X belongs to A, so the equivalence class of X denoted by this equivalence class of X with respect to the equivalence relation R. This is defined as, you can write Y such that Y belongs to A, and X, Y belongs to R. This is known as the equivalence class of X. All the elements Y of A such that X is related to Y. So the set of all these elements Y is the equivalence class of X. For example, if you consider the relation defined on a set of integers Z, and relation is defined as X related to for all X, Y belongs to Z, X related to Y if and only if X minus Y is divisible by 5. If you look at this relation, and suppose we have to find the equivalence class of 1. So equivalence class of 1, this will be all the elements such that Y minus 1 is divisible by 5. So if I write 1 minus 1, 0 divisible by 5, so 1 will be the first element. Second element 6 minus 1, this is 5 divisible by 5. So next element will be 6. Similarly, next element 11 minus 1, 10, and so on. In this way you can find the equivalence class of 1. Similarly, equivalence class of 2 with respect to the relation R. This is 2, 7, 12 and so on.